Well, good morning everybody here in Carrollton. I'm back on the bike, back in the country. And as you can see, we had several people show up for breakfast today. We've about reached the limit of how many people the restaurant's able to handle, I think.
This video is sponsored by Cruiseman's Garage Honda Goldwing Maintenance Video Series.
Welcome to Cruiseman's MOTOVLOGs. I'm on my way to the grocery store Sunday, and we are going to go do a little grocery shopping. And I thought I would catch you up on some of the stuff going on. Been a while since I've done a motovlog. Of course, I've been out of the country for 3 weeks on a cruise ship from Southampton, England to Fort Lauderdale. I originally planned the cruise was supposed to be for 16 nights, and I did this for my other channel, Cruise Report. Some of you may be aware of Cruise Report, and it was a 16-night cruise. It turns out it turned into an 18-night cruise because of Hurricane Milton. The Coast Guard would not allow the ship to dock as scheduled because of the hurricane, so we ended up spending an extra 2 days out at sea, sailing off the coast of Cuba until the hurricane passed. And so we just got home a couple nights ago, and the first morning I got up and rode the bike over to, which was yesterday morning, rode the bike over to Starbucks for coffee, and Robert rode his bike out to meet me. It's kind of fun, getting caught up, just getting back into the swing of things. So I've got a lot of projects that I've had on the back burner. I did release several videos while I was on the cruise ship. I had edited a bunch of videos and had them ready to go. So about every 4 or 5 days I put out a new video. I try to. And that was a little hectic before I left, trying to get all that organized. You might notice a strange message on my dash. That's the Carlin kit. It's having a hard time connecting because this morning Don Cruz, who joined us for breakfast, had been unable to get his Carlin kit to work, and so we were helping him, and we didn't know, it's something to do with CarPlay. He couldn't get CarPlay to work at all on his bike. So what we did was I hooked my phone up to his Carlin kit, and we got it to work. So we knew it wasn't a problem with the Carlin kit. It was actually an issue with his phone under security. He had to allow Apple CarPlay in the security settings. And Don Smith actually figured it out. He went on and did some research because we couldn't find Apple CarPlay anywhere on his iPhone. So we didn't know what was going on. Well, Don figured out that you have to go into something in the general settings under security and turn on the ability to allow CarPlay. And so we did that, and sure enough, his Carlin kit now is working. He now has wireless Apple CarPlay on his bike. So that's good news. We solved that issue. So if you're having an issue with the Carlin kit, you don't see Apple CarPlay on your iPhone, it could be because it's something to do with your privacy and security settings. Just an FYI. So I'm almost up here at my grocery store. I'm going to do a little shopping, and maybe I'll come back on afterward and yell at you a little bit more about what's going on with the YouTube channel. So I will see you in a few minutes. Well, that was my first grocery stop here at Market Street. You probably can't see the sign because of the tree. But now I get to go over to Whole Foods as we continue the hunt for fresh basil. Most of the time on Sunday, I make bruschetta. I know this is of zero interest to all of you, but my channel, you know, I get to tell you. Now, there's basically 3 or 4 ingredients to bruschetta. Tomatoes, basil, olive oil, and garlic, the way I make it, and of course salt. 4 ingredients. 4, the number 4. I can almost never find all 4 of those ingredients at the same store, so I have to go to 2 or 3 stores. Usually what I can't find is fresh basil. Basil is an Italian ingredient, and Mexicans do not eat basil. They eat oregano. They eat a lot of cilantro. If these grocery stores ran out of cilantro, there'd be riots in the street. But since the Hispanic community does not really eat basil, the stores don't stock it. It's hard to find. So now I'm going to go to Whole Foods and see if I can maybe find basil. You might find it strange I'm keeping my helmet on just so I can videotape this exciting content. Well, worst case scenario, I can buy one of these basil plants. Worst case scenario. Okay, let's see. This looks promising. Yeah, it's relatively green, but I think I can make that work. Anyway, got my groceries. Only took 2 grocery stores this time to get what I need. I got my bread, milk, basil. I bought the tomatoes yesterday. I guess I had to go to 3 grocery stores because I bought the tomatoes yesterday at the little Walmart grocery store. So 3 grocery stores to get it done. So now that I finally have all my grocery shopping done, I can proceed with the rest of my highly informative and valuable motovlog content. I'll tell you what, being off the bike for 3 weeks, I really missed it. And I come home back to Texas to this beautiful weather. I mean, it's in the 60s right now. I think it's actually going to get up in the 90s today. But starting tomorrow, I think we're going to have highs in the mid-80s. Low to mid-80s. Should be very nice riding weather for the rest of the week at least. We usually get only about 2 or 3 weeks of this a year here in Texas where it's really nice. Not windy. Our winters are usually pretty mild. Not always. Sometimes it can get down into the 30s for a period of time, or even into the 20s. But usually I can ride about 300 days out of the year. So as long as it's not rainy or icy or snow, we're usually pretty lucky here on weather. So a couple of little projects I've got coming up. I've got to have a little conference call this week with a company that may have a solution to our parking brake issue on the DCT model Goldwing, I hope. We're going to have a little discussion with the owner of the company about that. I'm going to be taking a few parts off the bike because I need to. I like to mount my toll tag. We have toll tags here in Texas where you go through the toll booth and it just automatically charges your credit card for the toll. You get a little discount too. So I like to mount my toll tag under the front windshield garnish where you can't even see it. But since the windshield garnish is plastic, at least in the past, it has always been able to read the toll tag even underneath the plastic. So I will be installing that this week. I also have a car review, something I don't do very often. In fact, I think I've only maybe done one other one on this channel. But I am going to be doing a car review. So for those of you that follow me for motorcycle content, you're going to actually get to see me do a car review. Something a little different. Hopefully within the next week or two, I will be getting Robert to bring his bike over to Cruiseman's garage. And I think we're going to do a ceramic coat on his motorcycle. Now his bike will require some paint prep. There's a few scuff marks on his paint we'll have to probably polish out. And I'm sure there's going to be some swirl marks and things like that. So if you're interested in the ceramic coat process, I'll probably do a new series of videos talking about that and showing how to do that. I do have a series of videos out there now that shows how I did the ceramic coating on my 2018 Goldwing. So you can check that out too, but we'll probably shoot some new video of he and I doing that process. And I should also mention that yesterday, and I didn't videotape it, I should have, but yesterday Honda finally sent the company out to pick up the Honda Rebel. I've had that Rebel in my garage for probably 3 months. And they finally sent the motorcycle hauling company, I think it's called Haul Bikes. A guy came out yesterday morning and picked up the Honda Rebel, loaded it on the truck, and it is now gone. Now I'm debating on which motorcycles to review next. One of them that some of you have shown some interest in is this new, I think it's a 650. I don't know the model number off the top of my head, but it's the one that has the new E-clutch from Honda. And I find that kind of interesting and fascinating. I'd kind of like to see how that works. So if you have an interest in knowing more about the Honda E-clutch, put it in the comments down below. And while you're at it, don't forget to click that little subscribe button down below and the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when we come out with new videos. Very important for the channel. You know, we're trying to still, I know, dreams are dreams, but still trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, and it's going to take, it's a heavy lift for this type of a channel. So if you can subscribe, please do. It doesn't cost anything, and I don't bug you to death. I'm also going to put a link in the description of this video where you can sign up for my email list, because I do periodically send out emails with special deals, special offers, coupons on some of the products that I have reviewed, or maybe even some of my own products. But some of the products I've reviewed, some of them are on Amazon. So if you want to know the latest deals, and sometimes I'll put a little news and information in there as well. So I'll put a link in the description if you want to sign up for my email list. Again, it doesn't cost anything. You can always unsubscribe if you want to. Wind's picking up this morning. You can see the flag up ahead. It's blowing pretty briskly out of the south. I'd say probably about a 20 knot wind, maybe 25. Not too bad. Crank the windshield up just a little bit. But still a beautiful day. It's 76 degrees right now. How can you beat that? I want to thank all of you for taking the time to watch my Colorado road trip series that Robert White and I put together. It was an amazing road trip, probably the best weather day to day that I've ever had on a motorcycle trip. So anyway, that's about it for today. I'm going to go home and get ready to start cooking. Football Sunday, Cowboys are playing the Detroit Lions. Not very happy with the Cowboys this year. Not holding out a lot of hope for them. I don't think they're going to have a very good year, but I've been wrong before. So thanks again for watching today. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. That really does help out the YouTube rankings, believe it or not. YouTube looks at that as part of their algorithm to decide which videos are popular. And they share that video with more non-subscribers if it gets a lot of likes. So that's why we always ask you to give it a thumbs up, just as a reminder. Until I see you next time, remember what I always say: ride often, but ride safe.